discussing on the effects of Brexit, I will look at it from the point of view of an employer. Basically, I am an employer in the healthcare sector, and we employ quite a various number of employees from different ethnic minorities to cater for our clientele. Now, with the Brexit, what we have realized and what we have found is that it limits the free flow of staff or members that will be our staff that will help in us providing the service to our clientele base. So the effect of it is that the business will start suffering in terms of being able to supply the staff. Hence, it will now cause unnecessary pressure on the business, and that will lower the revenue that we obtain as a business. And also looking at the pressure that there is now, that so many companies that are employing the staff will not have that staff base. So that's one of the major effects that we see with Brexit, especially from an employer point of view. Not that we're not saying that the British people don't want to work, but in the sector that we work in, or that we're concentrating on, we've realized that not so many people are keen to be employed in this sector. You might employ them for a week and then they find that it's too much, they cannot cope, and so you're constantly recruiting and letting staff go, and recruiting and letting staff go. But when you have the right people that want to work, you can then maintain a clean and you can maintain an effective workforce, because you have people that want to work and people that value the jobs that they have. So this is one of the major effects that we'll find with the Brexit. On the other hand, what we have experienced is closures of companies because of the uncertainty of the future for many companies. The companies have been forced to close, and because of that closure, now we have an increased rate of unemployment due to this Brexit. And what is more interesting is that the people that champion the Brexit itself, we're looking at our former Prime Minister David Cameron, we look at we look at Nigel Farage, and we also look at Boris Johnson. These are people that were championing the Brexit, but as soon as they won the referendum, they have all resigned and all came out of their positions that they had. So now there's so much confusion of, is it going to be effective as they said it was going to be? Is it going to be important as they said it will be? Because now the people that are championing it are not the people who had the clear vision of what is going to happen. So these are some of the problems and the effects that we find we're facing through the Brexit.
Right, my name is Martin Mangaba from Scotland, and I'm going to talk to you about the impact of Brexit in Scotland. So firstly, when I think about Brexit itself, it was a period full of uncertainty. We didn't know what was happening. When it then decided that we're moving out, when you look at the population in Scotland, you got many people from Poland, especially Poland, that are staying in Scotland. What's their future? Are they going to be forced to go? Or what's going to happen to them? So I think that uncertainty takes away their planning ability from people's lives. When you're talking from a financial services point of view, I work for RBS, which has headquarters in Scotland. Brexit has an impact on Scotland's ability, RBS ability to separate Williams and Glyn. What's going to happen now that we have left? Are we going to be told that we don't have to do it anymore, meaning that there's more jobs in Scotland, or are we being told that we have to continue on separation, which then means we continue on the same path that we are? So Brexit in a whole, I don't think was the right thing for us in Scotland, but from Scottish people's point of view, I think they're enthused in that independence is focused on their minds. terms of independence is key to them. So Brexit just...
Hello, my name's Lindsay. I'm 16, and I believe that the Brexit has negatively affected young people because we have less opportunities in the European Union. And as an immigrant myself, I think that we should give everyone equal opportunities to come into England and gain education and experience of a different culture. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, my name's Amy. I think that leaving the EU was, personally, I don't think it was a good thing, because I thought being in the EU, you know, we had a lot of benefits. You know, we had enough, like being like England by ourselves. I don't think it's a very good thing, and it won't really benefit us. And eventually, I don't think things are going to be good when we're not in the EU. And as an immigrant myself, I think that being in the EU gave us opportunities. Yeah, that's about it, to be honest.
Hi guys, my name is Cece, and I think that we should have stayed in the EU because of the money and the currency and stuff like that. And I also think that the Prime Minister has changed, and like people from like around don't have like experience here. Like it won't be as good as like what it used to be like. That's it.
Hello, I just want to put my views through across about the Brexit issue. As an ethnic minority in this nation, I'm a bit concerned of the Human Rights Act that was implemented by the EU. I'm not quite sure how that will affect us, or whether we're going to be able to use what they term Article 2. My other concern is that the people that led for this change to happen have all subsequently resigned from their posts. So we want to know what is being done to assure us of the certainty of our economy in this country, and for all immigrants who were settled here using the EU Act that was granted by the EU. That is all I need to say about the Brexit issue. Thank you.
The EU will be a pretty big deal for us because our summer holidays will change, and we don't know what big effect it will affect us a lot. So I think leaving the EU will be a pretty big deal. So it's changed our price, and now David Cameron has resigned, and David Cameron was actually a good Prime Minister.
So me being a teenager, 13-year-old in the UK, and this whole Brexit situation's affecting me because I don't know what's going to happen towards the future when I become like an adult, when I want to be looking for jobs and all that stuff. It's also affecting my family because now the currencies, the £1 is changed up and taxes are going to get larger, and because we've left the EU now we're going to struggle with like security and all of that kind of stuff. So me personally, I would have preferred to stay because the EU was a strong team and a campaign, and Britain was better and worth more when we're in the EU. But now we've left, it's just become a whole mess now. But yeah, so that's all I've got to say.
BREXIT, and if we look at the socio-economic impact that it has, I personally feel on short-term basis, it will be more beneficial if we would have stayed. And I'm not pretty convinced about the long-term benefits that this might bring. I was reading this morning about Lloyd's TSB, which has slashed over 200,000 jobs because they are blaming on the BREXIT, despite the hype or the huge profits that they realized. So which I would personally feel there is a ripple effect taking place within the country.